Hello, boys and girls. Mrs. McCoy here, math coach and interventionist at Stony Hill School. This week, you've been working with arrays and determining how many items are in an array by using repeated addition sentences. Today, we're going to take a look at a word problem that involves building an array and using repeated addition. In this video, I'm going to take you through a problem that is similar to one that you will work on in the next slide. Now, today's work with arrays is only going to require you to draw them out, so you don't need any square tiles or any other manipulative for today's activity. So we really want you to challenge yourself to draw out what we're doing. So what I'm going to do here is go through the next steps of the problem. So I'm going to start by reading the problem out loud, and all I want you to do right now is just watch what I'm doing and be thinking while I'm working about how I am solving the steps of this problem. And also how I'm using repeated addition to help me solve. So here's the problem. Lulu made a pan of brownies. She cut them into 5 rows and 3 columns. I'm going to pause for a moment, and I'm noticing it says 5 rows and 3 columns. I know rows go side to side or left to right, and columns go up and down. One way that I can remember that is in the word column, there's the letter L, and L's go up and down. Or I could think of rows, like at a movie theater. I might say, hey, I saw the new movie and I was sitting in the first row. Rows go left to right. So in here, she made a pan of brownies and cut them into 5 rows and 3 columns. Part A, so I'm noticing this question is actually broken into 3 parts. Part A, Part B, and Part C. Part A wants us to draw a picture of Lulu's brownies in the pan. So I'm going to today, instead of using my square tiles, if that's what I've been using, I'm going to draw my array today. Part B wants us to write a repeated addition sentence to show how many brownies Lulu made. Now remember, there is more than one repeated addition sentence we could use to solve this. And we're going to talk today about one that is more efficient. Efficient meaning fast. And part C is simply write a statement about her brownies. And that's just finding the final answer. And I already wrote the statement at the bottom of this. It says Lulu made blank brownies. So what I'm finding today is basically that blank. How many brownies did she make in her pan? So let's get started. Part A says draw a picture of Lulu's brownies in the pan. So I'm going to start by thinking about those 5 rows and 3 columns. So sometimes when I'm working with square tiles, I like to start by laying them out. So I know rows are going to go from left to right. So what I'm going to start thinking about is, okay, so if I'm thinking about rows going left to right, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to have 1 row where it's going to go left to right. I'm going to have another row left to right. And I have to remember I need 5 of them. So far I have 2. Here's my 3rd, my 4th, and my 5th. So from here, I'm just going to go back and just erase just these arrows for us. So right now, what I just did is I laid out my 5 rows. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want to think about my 3 columns, and I know columns go up and down. So I'm thinking that right now I have this 1 column of 5 that's going up and down. I need 3 of those. So I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to come back and say, okay, I need 3 of those columns. So from here, I'm literally just going to finish out, excuse that bad square there we go. I'm going to finish out this pattern, and there we go. I just created my array. Now let's double check our work here. So I'm thinking, do I have 5 rows? So again, rows go left to right. So if I'm thinking about that, I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, and I have 5. So I have my 5 rows going left to right. I kind of did that in blue, so we'll trace over that again in blue. Then do I have my 3 columns? So columns are going to go up and down. So let's see, I have 1, I have 2, I have 3. So yes, I have my 3 and my 5. So I have my 3 columns and my 5 rows. So let's go to part B now. I have to find how many tiles that is. So let's see. I could do a couple different things. I could add up I'm going to kind of take back some of this stuff that I just did. So I have a couple things I could do here. I could add up how many are in each row. So I could say there's 3 in this row, there's 3 in this row, there's 3 in this row, there's 3 here, and there's 3 here. So technically, one of the sentences I could do is 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3. 5 threes. And I could get that answer. Or I could think about, well, how many are in each column? I'm going to go back. I'm going to make those red here. So I could think about, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 in this row up here, or in this column, excuse me. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that column, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this column. So I could also use 5 plus 5 plus 5. Now, I'm going to pause for a second because I'm thinking, which is more efficient? I'm going back to that word I mentioned. Efficient means fast. Is adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 really fast? Or is simply adding 3 5s fast? I'm thinking the 3 5s because I can simply just skip count. I could say 5, 10, 15. And now I know my answer would be 15 brownies. So how many for part C? It says, Lulu made how many brownies? What is that statement? Lulu made 15 brownies. So in the next slide, I'm going to have you show your thinking. Remember, you can always come back to this video if you need a refresher. Happy math and have some fun.